Hey there. Welcome back to another one of Supachi's videos. um, for how I became a tarot reader. This is the second part. There is a video before, that, well, let's just say that I did have a break in that video, because the combination of VRCHAT plus my graphics card currently, does not leave too much room for me to have a solid, recording for longer than a while. But, I'm back. So, hello. Hi there. This is gonna be fairly raw, off the dome. I'm gonna be rambling a little bit, but in essence, you can do whatever you wish, as I talk about my career choice, as it were, and the switching from me doing full work to doing tarot reading now professionally for over 11 years now. It is 11 years as of May 8th. So yay! Hooray! Yay. But if you are new here, welcome. I am Supachi. I am a tarot reader. I am a holistic practitioner, aromatherapist, actor, voice actor. There's so many things. But today, I'm going to be talking about my tarot reading. And if you haven't seen my first video that broke off, don't fear. I will do a short little recap, and then we will continue about, I think I stopped around COVID, I believe. So, welcome. Feel free to hit the like button. Hit the subscribe, if you will. I do plenty of game uploads, from Dislike to Smite to random games nowadays, but I'm hoping to kind of consolidate all the games and stuff and have like a nice little playlist for VRCHAT and tarot. So, without further ado, let's begin. So, I believe since I ended at COVID, I'll go a little bit back. So, before COVID, I wasn't really streaming all that much for my tarot. I was really doing this within the community, neighbors, people I worked with at the time, like stuff like that, where it wasn't all intensive, but I was still getting my feet on the ground after I was told that after my first few streams on Twitch that I should be paid for my work. So now I was like, okay, well, how do I do it more? So that's when COVID hit. And I guess it was a terrible blessing in disguise, where I was able to learn a lot more about, like, the history of tarot, like how big the tarot community can be, professionally, not hobby, like professionally, that like people do this for like a living. And I was so new to this, it was 2020, and I was reading tarot for about like 3 to 4 years prior to that. So when COVID hit and all that, I was like, okay, well, I've streamed tarot before. Maybe I could do it a lot more, and maybe try out getting paid for my services, a few dollars at a time, obviously, but like I was new to it. I wasn't gonna be like, I know how to do all this, and now you give me all the money. I wasn't like that. And instead, I just did a few free readings every now and then. Did some smaller streams with paid, like if people so inclined. And I was doing that over COVID, where um, I was unaware that at the time, the asking for tarot readers, clairvoyants, and the like were heavily needed at the time. Um, it still relatively is now, but the boom of that extended to greater heights than I could have imagined. So I was walking into this almost overwhelmed with the amount of people that actively needed people like me when there was not many around, especially on Twitch. Even now, there's probably half a page full of tarot streamers at all on Twitch at a time. More so over the weekends, obviously, but that's a common. And when I started doing it more, I figured, hey, maybe I can do this a lot more even after COVID. And I began to bring myself to other, meditation, guided meditation streams, communities that did guided meditation, uh, communities that did tarot, streamers that did tarot for their community. I kind of was learning from them how things are done. I was in a server, I still am in their server, but like I don't do it as much anymore, where the server actively wanted people like me to be other people's like dream interpreter, tarot reader, like explanation of angel numbers, and such like that. Like, I did that in their server. Like, I was very welcome there. I was new. I was kind of like stepping into this, like, community of sorts of, wow, people do need people like me to do things that most people don't really think about. And as a practitioner, I didn't even understand what I was actually going into at the time until later on, where I was like, wait a minute, this is actually a thing. It's like the realization where you realize that putting on a mermaid tail and being on a float and being in a parade is actually a real job. Like that sort of thing, that sort of mental process where it's like, wait a minute, I can dress up and be paid? That was where I was going through kind of like I was going through the motions for a little bit. And then after COVID, I was like, okay, this is a real deal. And this is something that I'm passionate about. Why can't I? Why can't I do tarot reading for other people abroad, on stream, live, at parties and festivals and fairs? And I wasn't there yet, I might have done it for my coworkers. I might have done it for, uh, friends' parties, like stuff like that. But after COVID, I realized, hey, wait, I can do this a lot more than I realized. My mental, like, my mental state of being wasn't like, I need to get all the attention and everybody wants a tarot reader, right? Clearly, I can do this all the time. No, it was more, hey, this is fun. This is something that I enjoy. And since then, like 2021, 2022, I was like building myself through communities that understood what, like, they had people from all walks of life and were very accepting of people that were like just starting out. And even if I was in the practice for like 6 to 7 years at the time, I still felt new. And so by the time I was able to freely kind of build my own personal business and make a name for myself, I didn't have the Cosmic Library. I didn't have that. I mean, I did have the Cosmic Library, but I didn't have it set to my tarot work. You know, I had it because that was my VTuber. That was my VTuber model. That was my, like, that was my bet, you know? Like, I liked tarot, but I also gave a lot of advice. Thus, library, you know? And I was like, wait a minute. I could do tarot along with my VTubing. Hold on. Might be onto something, you know? And when I had that, I guess not epiphany, but close enough, I wanted to keep doing it. And I was so new to the community at the time, I felt that way anyway, that I kind of just decided to come into tarot reading with a fresh, open mind, as if I never read tarot a day in my life. And I feel like for some people that seems like a terrible thing. It's like, how dare you lower yourself to a part of your life where you just didn't know anything? To that I say, hey, I wanted to start from the beginning because I felt like I was starting fresh and new over COVID. It was a whole different landscape then. And now that people are walking around and having festivals and parties, I liked that aspect. Maybe I could read for people's birthday parties more. Maybe I could read for complete strangers and clients instead of people that I know that would want my services. So I started building my own website. I started building kind of like a rapport with the tarot community. I started building a lot more of like my character, as it were, my face, as it were. I think I got this model like a year ago. You know, this is fresh. You know, like everything that I've been learning from the beginning. Very basic, from foundational. So if you see this video, roughly around May, June, July, anywhere in 2026, you're here at the beginning of it. You're here at the start of it, and I want you to be able to take this journey along with me. Where I was doing this just for friends and family, not really family, but like neighbors, to bigger events, to trade shows, to Mardi Gras, for crying out loud. I can't believe that. Like, my first job was for Mardi Gras. Like, that's a step, you know? Like, and so you're along with the ride with me. And to those who have come this far and see me and still here, thank you. I appreciate all the support from day one to now 11 years in the practice. And thus, we come to relatively recently, 2023, 2024, where I began doing a lot more live shows. I did obviously, my first job was for Mardi Gras. Um, if you didn't see my first video about like tarot reader stereotypes, archetypes, and all that, you can see like the progression of my setups over time. I will likely do an update video. I will likely do another video detailing about my month's work. I might do that actually in like a week or so. It's been a rough time. I can also tell you about the Galentine's that I didn't post uh, just yet. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to edit that in time, but oh well. There's been a lot that went through all the from people to me to doing what I love. I will say this with a slightly broken heart, I suppose, that I am a self-made. I went to classes on my own. I practiced with another person that's also a Reiki master. If you didn't hear from the first video, that I did do classes and all that, and I can't say that I was here for because my family said so. My family did not have any part in this. I am making a living now, slightly. I am making a life for myself now through this. And if you asked me about me doing this years ago, I would have been like, there's no way. I would have never been able to do any part of that. Making big long form creations about my life as a tarot reader, you would have had me dumbfounded, but now it's real, and that's something that I made. I did that, I like it's interesting, it's a whole new feeling when I'm a grassroots type of business instead of, taking it because my family pushed me to it, But now I'm doing live performances from bachelor parties, bachelorette parties, festivals, fairs, conventions. I'm so proud of where I've gone now, and I know I'm getting a little sappy, I suppose, but that's how I became a professional tarot reader. And I suppose professional. I wasn't a professional until 2021, I believe. I feel like if I have to be quite honest with myself, I don't think I was a professional, hyper professional until 2021. Well, now that it's 2026, I have a whole 5 years under my belt of being a professional, and that's something I am proud of. And I'm glad to be here. This is a new scape for me. Being able to do this in VRCHAT is new, very new. And I would love to do this more. I'd love to stream VRCHAT tarot streams and have you guys come in, and I do tarot readings for you. I feel like that would be a fun little thing to do, along with more VR chat things, where I can talk to people from abroad, uh, do parties here in VR chat. I'm available for hire on VR chat. Like, I never thought I would be in that situation. Not really situation, but like a moment in time where being able to be hired on VR chat as a tarot reader was something that I'd put on like my website. So now, welcome to the library. Welcome to the Cosmic Library. Please enjoy your stay. Um, this this realm is just purely because I love this spot and it's cute. However, I will be likely making more long form content in another world where it's a bit more my style. And also there's cards in there, so we can actually talk about some other cards actually in a series that I'm going to try to be making on VRChat. Hope to see you then, but feel free to ask questions about my life, my tarot life, my streaming life, um, as a tarot reader and on and off VR chat. You can ask about my live sessions. You can ask about my IRL sessions. You can ask about my VR chat sessions. There's only been a few VR chat sessions, but I'm hoping to do more. So if that piques your fancy and you want to hire me, please go to my website and contact me there. Um, Subscribe, hit the like button, and I'll see you later. Bye, everyone.